Hello everybody, Tony Soto here with theq.co. Today's guest is Shane Bitney Crone, whose YouTube video documenting the tragic death of his longtime boyfriend, Tom Bridegroom, and the unfortunate aftermath with Tom's family has gone viral and has added to the already hot topic of equality for the LGBTQ community today. Shane, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us today.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
I stumbled across your video, and I hadn't had that much emotion in a long damn time. You've touched a lot of lives since you have released that video in May. I want to start and say I'm so sorry for your loss.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
How long were you and Tom together?
We were together just a little short of 6 years, and together we bought a home and we started a business, and we even adopted a dog together. So, we had every intention of spending the rest of our lives together.
You want to tell us a little bit about your relationship with Tom?
We had some mutual friends who they wanted to set us up, and we weren't aware of that at the time. So they were kind of in on this little sneaky plan. And the first night that we met was at a bowling alley. And so that night, I didn't really know that, we would end up necessarily being together, but I did know that I really liked him. He was kind of irritatingly cocky and, kind of full of himself. He's an actor, and of course it annoyed me, but at the same time, I was just drawn to him. It was really the second time that we hung out that I knew that this was someone that I could see myself with, and we ended up being together.
You stated in your video that during the relationship, you guys came out to your families mutually. How long into the relationship before you guys came out of the closet?
It was like about maybe like a year and a half, and my mom was visiting us in Los Angeles, and I had Tom by my side, and it was funny, I actually went to tell her, I was like, Mom, and she finished the sentence for me, she's like, gay. And, so she was very supportive, and she let, me know that she just wants me to be happy, and if being gay is a part of me and it makes me happy, then she's happy. And so, after that reaction from my mom, I encouraged Tom to tell his mom, because I assumed that she would be just as supportive. But what happened is he was visiting his family for Christmas in Indiana, and his parents were furious when he told them, and his father ended up pulling a gun on him, and his mom told him that everything that he'd ever accomplished meant nothing now, and that Tom should have told them sooner so he could have gotten medical help. It wasn't the reaction I anticipated, and it was almost as if they blamed me. Well, they did blame me.
The family did know of you. They did know who you were prior to him coming out, correct?
They knew that I was Tom's roommate, because we had a 2-bedroom apartment, but other than that, they didn't know.
What effect did Tom's family's negativity have on your relationship? Was that difficult? Did they make it hard on you throughout the duration of?
At first, it was really hard. Tom came back to Los Angeles, and it was just hurt, because the one thing that you want is acceptance from your parents, and even though they acted out in a way that was just completely wrong, he still loves parents. Eventually, though, his mom ended up coming to visit us, and for us, by her doing that, it was kind of her way of showing that she accepts us. But she still never apologized for, what happened. During the rest of our relationship, she'd actually come to visit us quite a few times. And even a month before Tom passed away, she stayed with us, which was all kind of more shocking the way that she reacted after he passed away, because I thought that she finally reached a point that she was okay.
Do you mind if we talk a little about the accident?
On May 7th, 2011, Tom was photographing one of our best friends on her rooftop. We'd been up on that roof probably like 50 times. On the roof, there isn't really like a railing. It's not a roof that's designed to have people up there. And Tom just got too close to the edge, and he lost balance, and he fell 4 stories onto a cement patio, and he died that night. And because we weren't able to marry, and we hadn't
Did you and Tom ever discuss that kind of paperwork, or like was it ever even a topic that came up between you two?
After we bought our condo, you know, we talked about it briefly, but it was never something that was like a serious conversation. I truly never imagined that I would actually lose him. And, you know, being in our 20s, it's just something you don't think about. And even though we had a home and we had a business, it's just, you know, we didn't take those steps that we should have. And that's one of the main reasons I want to tell my story, so people they see how important it is to prepare for the unexpected, because you never know what can happen.
Now, was it pretty obvious directly after the accident that the family was kind of shady dealings after that? Was it immediate?
When his mom came, you know, to Los Angeles after he passed, she actually stayed with me. And, you know, my family stayed in a hotel. And we had to wait for the coroner to release his body, so, you know, that took about 7 days. And so while she was here, you know, she was planning the funeral, you know, which I had no part of. So I just kind of had to hear her plan everything. And so what happened is she ended up staying at a hotel, and she promised me that she would keep me updated and she would let me know when they released his body. And I never heard from her again after I dropped her off at the hotel. And I still, at that point, thought that I could go to the funeral, but it was during a layover on the way to Indiana that I received a phone call from one of his relatives letting me know that if I did show up, I was going to be attacked, and that his father and his uncle actually planned out how they were going to hurt me if I showed my face. And so I didn't go.
Wow. That is fucked up. That I
agree.
After all of this, what ultimately made you decide to make that emotional YouTube video?
I was dreading the anniversary of Tom's death, and I wanted to do something to honor him, but I also wanted to do what I could to prevent what happened to me from happening to someone else. I'm actually a very private person, and I'm not a very emotional person. I don't show people that side, but I felt like in order for people to truly understand and to see that love is love and Tom and I love each other, I needed to show them, you know, really what I was going through. And fortunately, though, it turned out to be an amazing thing, and it touched thousands of people, and I never imagined that it would resonate as much as it did, but I'm so grateful that it has.
Honey, it touched millions of people. Millions of people. Does Tom's family know about the video?
I don't know for sure if they've seen it. I'm assuming that they have, because, you know, I did interviews with CNN and ABC and some other TV shows, and they all reached out to his family, and they, you know, didn't hear back from them. So I'm assuming that they know.
Have you contacted any kind of legal counsel in the event that Tom's family wants to file a liable suit?
I haven't sought legal counsel. I'm aware of the fact that, you know, no matter what, his family can sue me, but at the end of the day, I'm only telling the truth, and, you know, that's all I can do.
As soon as I found the video on YouTube, I put it on the queue. Then we got word about a Kickstarter project that's coming into the works. Tell us about the documentary.
Yeah, because of the reaction from people from all over the world in response to the YouTube video, I mean, I heard from people that said, you know, before they watched the video, they didn't see how important it is for everyone to have equal rights, and that the video and our story actually changed the way that they view same-sex marriage. I was approached by Linda Bloodworth-Thomason to turn our story into a documentary to hopefully have the same impact that the YouTube video had, but on a much larger scale. And so that's what we're doing right now. We're fundraising to make this film, and we have a few weeks left to reach our goal. I'm really excited about this. Just, you know, like I said, I really want to do whatever I can to prevent what happened to me happening to someone else. And if by sharing my story makes that possible, or if sharing the story brings equality to everyone sooner, then that's what I'm
I think it's clear as day, Shane, and I think that you're terribly brave.
I was just going to say that, as far as the documentary that we're working on, Bridegroom, it wouldn't have happened without everyone all over the world sharing my YouTube video. So it just felt right to raise the money on Kickstarter. That way everyone that wants to be a part of this can. And so I hope that everyone does join me, and I hope that they go to our Kickstarter page. Because this film is about Tom and me, but it's also about anyone out there who's been condemned and ostracized for being who they are. And, I hope that we can just all join together and make this possible.
Did you ever think you'd be an activist?
I never imagined that this is the role that I would be playing in my life now. But I was always the supporter of equal rights. But now I just feel that this has turned into my purpose, and I feel like this is what I was set out to do. And I'm just so honored to be able to share my story and have a voice now, a voice that I never really had before.
Ladies and gentlemen, please check out the Kickstarter video, the Kickstarter link below, and donate to this amazing cause, because it is a message that needs to get out there. So once again, Shane Bitney Crone, and have a great day, sir.
Thank you so much, Tony.
All right.